You tell them, have a nice day. Wish them. No. 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 Okay. So they all are wishing you. Do you want to wish everyone good morning, everyone? Does everyone want to wish everyone good morning? No, no, you will not do dirty things. Okay. Okay. Go. Say bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
So very, very good morning to everyone. On the day of parenting, nothing better than starting the day with a kid, right? I could see smile on a lot of faces when you see a small child. The smile automatically comes. And probably none of you were expecting. This is where our journey actually starts, and then eventually, where do we reach? Just one sec. So guys, today we will be working on releasing the womb memories. And before we do that, like, is there anyone who wants to say anything in particular that they would like me to address? Because today would be the last day for parenting. So is there anything that you would like to address? I'll give you guys 1 minute to write it down. And all of you understand, when we do the mass release, that is not the equivalent of the session or anything. Because ideally, when we use the B technique, we use it to go to the core issue. The core issue which has happened in your life. In your life, some particular incident happened, and that particular incident is causing you to create certain limiting beliefs. The emotions get trapped in our body. So Gita is saying the anger that builds up. One sec, I need to. How to identify what is there. How to identify is you require to use the techniques. Like there are only two ways to get into the deep state of meditation. And you actually go back to the memory, which has been the root cause of the problem. So many of you think that we did the release and the releases are completely done. It doesn't happen. So frustration when they manipulate and make you feel guilty. When they means who manipulate? They means, are you talking about your children? Are you talking about your parents? Who manipulate? If you guys can just, rather than putting it on the chat, your child, okay. If you will even open your screen and tell me, that also would be better for me, because that way at least I will understand what you are showing. One sec. Yeah. So frustration you want me to work on, then what else you want me to work on? Is rebirth true? For that, tomorrow we have a talk. Please ask Mahek to share. Mahek, please put on the chat the WhatsApp link. Join the link. It is free tomorrow, 6 to 7:30. Is rebirth true? Is that fake? Does past lives actually, are they real? They are fake? How does the past life actually work? All your answers I will give you tomorrow, and I will guide you also through a very small meditation. If some of you will be able to go to that memory, that would be great. If you don't, even then your healing will happen there. So tomorrow, 6 o'clock in the evening, we have for the past life. So any questions related to the past life, you join tomorrow. It will be on Zoom only, but to get the link, You have to join the WhatsApp group and we will give you the link there. So one is the anger that builds up when the ignore or the disrespect. Okay. Okay. So these are the points you want me to address. Fine. So I understand everyone. Again, I am telling you, if you think that that is a disrespect, I am getting. Many times, even if a small child, like if I have my grandchild, how I treat him, that is what I'm programming him to learn how to treat people. Your major programming of the child, how they will communicate with people, is done in the first 7 years of their life. And majority time, like for the first 6 years, it is the primary caretaker, which in India, majority time is the mother. Whoever is taking care of the child, if it is a nanny, then probably the nanny is teaching the child. If it is the father, if it is the aunt, whoever is the primary caretaker. Child learns from the primary caretaker lot of things. Their entire programming is done from them. After that, from 6 to 8 years, the peer group, they start going to the school and what they see there, they learn from there. And after that, like from 8 to 14, they are influenced by the secondary caretaker, which in India, majority time, if you are a homemaker, it is the husband, which is a secondary caretaker. In case of joint family, there is a lot of people who is influencing the child. When we actually, they come for the classes and when we help them to release and identify their patterns, as Sangeeta was asking, how do we identify? During the classes, we teach them how to identify the patterns. And we realize that majority time, if you were staying in a joint family system, there are people whom you saw as a dominant personality, you have taken in a lot of programming from them. So majorly you take programming at that time from two people in the joint family scenario. You can get influenced by 5, 6, but majorly two. The one which you completely disapprove. For example, you see one person playing the victim role and not being able to stand up for the self. So the child decides at that point of time that I will do anything, but I will not be this person. I don't want to be stupid like this person. I don't want to be poor me state. So they actually take in a lot of programming because their focus is constantly on what they don't want to be. And whatever you focus on, that you receive. And the second they see the person who is actually dominating and putting the other person in the victim role, they see that they are the one who can dictate the house. They are the authority. So how much ever they hate that person, when they grow up, they actually pick up so much from them that unknowingly they also start doing the same thing. For example, that adult is playing the role of being disrespecting people and being insensitive to people. Then when they grow up, they are also actually, they say, I don't want to be like that, but they also become a rebel and they are also disrespecting others. A lot of our programming, knowingly or unknowingly, we do to our children at this point of time. And children don't learn from what you tell them to do. And what you tell them not to do, for sure, they don't learn. You tell them that, don't do this. Their subconscious does not understand. The first thing they want to do is because what you have said not to do. But they will learn a lot from what they witness you doing. What are the reasons of you taking a major decisions or actions? They learn that. So anything that you want to change is if you change and bring that change within yourself. If you have a complaint that my child is not being proactive, is not being responsible, my child has grown up but is still not earning, are you setting any example to your child for the same? And you cannot say that my age is not at my side. You can work at any age and you can earn at any age. If you can't, probably your child, if you tell your child to do that, he is not going to listen to it. Your complaint is my child is being insensitive or being disrespectful. How many times are you demonstrating the role model of being very respectful to them or people and being sensitive to their needs? Are you a good listener? Majority children have the complaint with their mothers of they're not listening to them. You are physically there for your child, but emotionally and mentally you are not there together. You are hearing them, but you are not listening to them. You go in your own defense and you want to prove how good a person that you are. Does that make sense to you guys? Yes or no? If you have any question, do tell me now before I start the releases. Anybody has any question, then please unmute and tell me now. No questions? Then decide today to bring that change in you. The complaint that you have, you somewhere ask yourself, where am I doing? And if you think that you are not being disrespectful to anyone, then probably you are disrespecting your own self. Bring that change. Just bring that change, that one thing, constantly hammer. In your action, change that. I can guarantee you, in a month's time, you will tell me that things have changed. Yes, Amrita, you can share, but it's so scary to see you guys driving and then talking to me. Please don't look at me. You simply speak or park your car at one side and talk, because you're driving and talking to me is very, very scary for me. I will ask.
Hi, now I can.
Yes.
Now I can. Hi, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning.
So,
Please
like you
stop
said that
driving the car for 5 minutes.
I stopped it. I stopped it. My like you said that you might be disrespecting yourself. So if you can just elaborate on that.
Okay. Many times we believe we all have a lot of programmings, and we have also received our programming from our parents, our joint family, from the mass consciousness, from people whom we have seen. So we start believing that it is okay for a woman to be disrespected. A male can treat a woman in any language. They are the one who are the main earning members. If they talk to you loudly, if they say, "Ke, khana kyun nahi banaya? Why have you not prepared the food?" So nobody has the right to speak to you as if they own you. Many times we disrespect our own selves. Like when what you are offering to people, the same rule do you have, which you want and you expect people also to speak to you in that particular fashion. You do not show your respect by just joining your hands, but like what you speak, how you speak about them, demonstrate your respect to them, how you treat them. Your tone matters a lot than the words that you use. Thank you is not thank you. Sorry is not sorry. That is like if someone can actually tell you sorry and thank you in this way, but they are disrespecting you. They are disrespecting you as a person, you as a woman, you as a man. I mean, the respect has got nothing to do with the age. I cannot be disrespectful to a 3-year-old kid as well. Just because it is a 3-year-old, I cannot say, I told you have to drink milk right now. Do you like if people do the same thing to you? Would you like somebody talking to you like that? You cannot give it to people what you don't like to hear. Very simple rule. Because what we understand that a newborn child, the small children, they don't understand. They have exactly the same emotional body, like emotions which you are experiencing, they are exactly the same. On the contrary, the brain is still developing. They don't have the filter to logically decide that my mother spoke to me because she was frustrated. You, when you grow up, probably you can decide that, oh, this person spoke to me rudely because the person was really stressed out. It's okay, give them space. Child doesn't understand that. Are you clearer, Amrita, or you give me an incident and then I will tell? Yeah.
So, ma'am, that's what I said, that, you tell them softly and then they don't listen. Then you really have to raise your voice.
No, not exactly. You know,
Right?
children also get used to your high voice because sometimes we as parents believe that only when I shout, they listen to me. But it becomes a known experience for child. And the child understands from the early childhood that I have to defend myself. I will be attacked anytime. And the only way my parent understand, the way in which you have a programming, that I have to speak loudly for them to listen to me. They don't listen to you. They hear you. The similar way, they also have a programming that the only way I will get my things when I either become a rebel or I throw a tantrum. So you actually start a bigger game with the child. But the same thing, probably you just at the right time, you speak to them and say that, this is how I feel when this happens with us. I don't understand that why, you don't like me to share anything to you. You don't want me to tell you what you should do and what you should not. Then I will stop telling. But then, like, you don't want me to say that you should drink milk. I thought probably I understand. That's why I was saying, it's okay. Then you are free to go and prepare your own food and take it. There are always ways. Everyone understands the language of love.
So, ma'am, I've never been strict. I've been very soft with them. But then today, they've taken undue advantage of it, I guess. I feel people who are stricter with their children, the children are still in control or are in a disciplined format. Mine, I feel, are not.
No, your actions will define their discipline. For example, you say that you must clean your room. You tell your child that you must eat the proper roti and vegetables. But at the same time, the minute they say, I want this, and you say, okay, I'll give you a chocolate, I'll give you ice cream. Because you want to go out, you give them dual messages. Now they understand is their way of getting the food. You tell them that if you eat roti, I'll give you a chocolate. Which means you are only telling them roti is bad and chocolate is good. If you will eat roti, I will bring a gift for you. Which means you are saying, oh, it is something very special if you actually eat a roti. You never tell them, if you eat chocolate, I will give you this. So you create that mindset in them that this is an award. You created that mindset in them. Now you don't say this. Oh, you got good marks, I'll buy you a laptop. You will come first in the class, I will give you this. So you have programmed them. It's not something normal and natural, and you are not telling them by any chance that this is something you are doing because you want to do it. The message you are giving them is that, oh, you are doing that for me. It's an award, so I will award you. Who is at fault? They are actually listening to you. They are not taking advantage of you. You are teaching them that you should demand this to me because this is what you programmed them. Did you ever tell them that, what marks they are getting is it's their game? And my kids grew up, like I will tell them, like tomorrow is your exams. If you get up, fine. If you don't get up, miss your exams. Even if it is board exam, like, when it's about you, what you want to do. I don't care whether you come first in the class or you fail. They thought I'm joking, but I did not wake them up. They missed, they went late. I said, I'm not going to sign anything. Let your teacher call me. It's not my duty. My job, your food is ready, your milk is ready. You need to get up. You are not that small where I need to wake you up. They understood it next time. Mom will not do it. Mom means it. My husband will tell them, but he will still go and wake them up. So they understood. If he says it is 7, they know it is 6:30. The minute he goes out, they'll again go to sleep. They know Papa will wake us up half an hour early. We program them.
So, ma'am, like you said, if we are together in a family, and it's not necessary what you said, I can connect to that, but not necessarily that, yes, they understand that they can get away to not me, then someone else, then someone else. So they have couple of people they can go up to and get their things. Like I tell them, preservatives, you should not have too much of biscuits, have unhealthy food. But somewhere every day they have something.
The final and ultimate thing is like you need to learn to put your foot down in front of the other people. And second, it is always the language of love which always wins. Which always wins. If they have seen you doing something opposite, and there is a time, because if they are eating biscuit every day, one fine day they are going to get stomach ache. And that point of time is the time for you to explain them. I have explained people outside children whom I don't even know. And I have explained them how, if they are eating food while watching TV, like I had entered their house and the child was making an entire fuss about like the TV has to be there. There are 3 people around. And I said, what are you doing? And it was my cousin's child and she believes. So she said, Didi, what do I do? I said, stop. Oh, she'll cry. I said, let her cry. The child threw a fit and said, I'll not eat food. I said, let her do what she wants to do. After 3 hours, the child came. And the minute, because child understood that nobody is giving an ear to that crying. And then the child came, because how long can you cry? And when the child came, I explained her that, have you seen an handicapped person? This is how the videos are being made. The pixels have to move. Like this is what is happening. Can you believe a 5-year-old could understand that? The 5-year-old went home and told the grandmother that don't show me TV. I will become like that beggar. I could explain my 1.5-year-old that how to say sorry. My son-in-law had challenged everyone. Anyone can make my child say sorry. I will buy a new iPhone for them as a gift. This child will never ever say sorry. I said, you are challenging a very wrong person. And my grandchild, 1.5-year-old, can understand. The minute he was at fault, I explained. First thing he did was he looked into my eyes and he started doing something like this. He went on doing like this till like, that when I will start laughing on that. And I said, yeah, I mean, you're cute, but this is what something, this is wrong. And he said, he's sorry. I didn't have to do anything. They understand. They throw tantrums to people who speak to them rudely. They understand. Don't underestimate your children. The more
so you can just sit and talk to them.
Talk to them. knowledge, the body of wisdom, the body of knowledge, and the body of love is always a winner. Listen to them, what they are saying, don't hear them out. Give them an ear, tell them like why are they doing it? Listen to them and explain them from a point of balance, not from the point that I'm your mother and I know it and you have to listen to me. Making sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start.
In bits and bits, I've been doing that, but not fully.
It is something which Amrita does not come natural to people. When I started understanding, when I started learning, when I understood, subconscious mind, when I did my first level 1 hypnosis, it's nothing else than understanding mind, communication gap. Nothing of metaphysics. It is, in fact, everything which is science-based theories. Some people have taken time out to do research for years and put it in the theory form. And they were brilliant, brilliant theories. Like I was zapped when I understood it. I was like, why didn't I learn it before? The minute I started understanding it, and then I got the tool of B, like I knew how to clear. Because I'm also programmed from what I have learned for years. So I could not reproduce what I am not. I can give only who I am. I can't offer you something what I am not. I cannot teach you something which I personally don't understand. If I'm uneducated, how do I educate you on the same? The minute more and more I was learning, a lot of things changed. The way in which I was bringing my children, because I was mother of 3 children. My way of talking to them, my way of operating, my way of conducting things started changing. And like it reached a point where I didn't have to teach them anymore. I was abroad, and my daughter was entering UC Berkeley, and in a party, we met someone randomly, and I decided I'm not going to share anyone that what profession I am. I have come here for her. I have not come here to do any work. But somehow it happened because she went there to do her majors in psychology. So they said, oh, you can read people's mind. And she said, no, I can't, but my mom can. Then they were after me that you have to take a session. And like how beautifully my daughter explained, and she said, Mom, like, how do you define success? Because when she heard his story, and she said, is success to earn money? And like, she was just 17, like she was not even, 17. And she studied in UC Berkeley, and she said, Mom, I studied 50% for marks, and I studied 50% for my growth. Because the university demands me, they need to check my marks to promote me. But I know if I am focused on my marks, I will not learn anything from here. So I don't do that. So I study 50% for my own growth. And nobody taught them, the digging process of theta, they can do like this. Like this, they will say the root cause comes from here. Isn't it that, this is the pattern? They have learned to identify patterns so beautifully. They have seen that. They have understood it. That the problem is at the surface is never the problem. There is something at the root level. Who you are, what you are, will have an imprint on your children for sure. If you can't tell them, if you are progressing and growing, they are for sure. Yeah, we have very less time, and probably for this reason, we'll have to continue this next week because clearing womb memories is very, very important. We will just take the topic that has been discussed today. So guys, very quickly, rub your karate chop. You can rub it, you can tap it, and you can say that in your mind as well, although I'm being a parent or a grandparent, and I'm doing my best because we love our children, we love our grandchildren. So I'm raising them up in the way which I understand the best, which I have learned from probably my parents by seeing, reading books, or saying what people do. And I thought this is the best way to raise them. If I understood that, I speak loudly to them. And that's the way my children will listen to me. And I believe that what I have to speak to them is important because probably I believe that I understand it better than them. And when they don't listen, I feel it is very disrespectful. I feel sometimes they are taking advantage of me. I still choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself and heal and integrate that part of me. Although I learned, nobody taught me in the school how to raise children. I just heard people and I thought, when I was not listening, my parents were shouting at me and probably I listened. And probably today I feel and I give credit to them that good, you shouted at me. I studied, today I'm working. Good, I did that. And that is where today I am where I am. Good, you forced me to eat food. Good, you did this to me. Not realizing and understanding that probably there was one more option and there was a choice. Probably they could have made me think and made me realize that I should, whom to listen, when to listen, what is good for me, and to believe in my own self of what I'm doing. And to build that trust in my teachers, in my parents, in my mentors, and to be focused on my growth. And the more I believe in myself, the more I'm open to change. That indicates growth and not the programming that I received probably 20, 30, 40 years back, 50 or 60 years back. I believe that that's the only programming which is true because the world has changed in this last 20 or 50 years. If I'm still holding on to the same way of raising and same programming, how will it show results which I'm expecting? I am not using the same tools. I use the smartphones, smart TVs. I have changed the technology around me. Why am I not ready and willing to change the inner technology within me, which is actually producing what I am seeing on the screen in my life is what button I'm pressing there, and I need to somewhere look within myself to change the programming. And that requires me to introspect myself and change my own programming. But probably out of me having lack of awareness and lack of knowledge or the tools of how to do that, I still remain stagnant there and the story continues where I feel being taken advantage of, or I feel my children being disrespectful to me. I still choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself and heal and integrate that part of me. Although it has been said that your intention is more powerful than your actions. My intent is very pure, and my intent is to see that I am happily bonded with my child who is also happy. Then why is it that the actions that I'm portraying, which I'm unaware, is dictating this relationship? Probably the only possibility then is that I am not ready to understand the learning that my child is offering me. And we are karmically very entangled with our own children. There is a lot of learning that we offer to them, and there is a lot of learning that they offer to us. If I simply sit for 5 minutes without being biased And I simply allow myself to clear the resentment towards my own child, my anger towards a child where sometimes they did not do things as per my expectation, and which made me feel that they failed me. To know and to realize no one actually in life can fail anyone else, and no one actually in life can make anyone else be the winner. The journey is our own, and whether we feel that we are failures or winners is our own perception. And the day I move beyond the game of being a winner or a failure, and I choose to replace it with only the relationship, which is the beautiful bonding based on trust, faith, love, care, understanding. Probably I'm being the winner of this life, and my soul is the winner. Any part of me which is not in alignment with this, I choose to deeply and completely love and accept that part of me and heal and integrate that part into the divine wisdom within me. Although problems many times are in my imagination, and if I really look at it from the perspective of a learning curve, the problems can vanish very quickly. I do not know where I am blocking myself from looking at it from the perspective of a learning curve. I still choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself and heal and integrate that part of me. Both the hands on your chest, 7 deep breaths. Breathing in through the nostril, creator's understanding of being a parent. Breathing out through your mouth, your definition of being a parent. Breathing in, light, breathing out, the resentment, helplessness as a parent, as a father, as a mother. Tap your thymus point now and say, change, changing, it is changed. Change, changing, it is changed. My previous way of parenting to the divine way of parenting. Change, changing, it is changed. The compulsive need in me to reject my child or their behavioral pattern, or to reject my own self too. Accepting my child for who they are and accepting myself for who I am. Change, changing, it is changed. Change, changing, it is changed. From feeling helpless to knowing that the love is the language of power, and I choose to connect my own self with my child with the language of love now. Change, changing, it is changed. Change, changing, it is changed. From believing that what I have come here to do and what is my way of doing, my purpose of life, is the only way my child's purpose of living, to understanding boundaries and giving space to myself and my child to let them live their purpose of life. Change, changing, it is changed. From being stuck when I see my child sad and in problem. 2. Come to the place of surrender and hope to know that the God loves everyone equally, and there is a divine power which is taking care of my child. The state in which they are is a temporary phase. It will go and they will emerge out of it powerfully, very beautifully, and to witness and believe and see them happy. Change, changing, it is changed from being stuck with fear to be fear free as a parent. Change, changing, it is changed. Take a deep breath in now. And allow yourself to go to one memory where you are very worried or concerned about your child. Put that problem only in 1 to 2 lines. And imagine you are writing that problem on a paper, on a chit. And now put it in a box and call in your own angel guide to come and help you. And as your angel guide appear, give this box to your angel guide. And tell your angel guide, I completely trust you. And whomsoever you know is the right energy, who understands how to resolve this, I completely surrender to that energy. With the complete faith and the trust that we all are these beautiful children of the God, and God takes care of everyone. I allow that energy of love to envelop my child's life, and I allow the energies in their life to be transformed. Thank you for being my messenger to take this box to the right ascended master, or if it requires, to go to the creator of all that is, to allow the God to understand and listen to the problem that the mother in me or the father in me is experiencing with complete faith, that from the time I surrender this problem to you, the energy of that has shifted, uplifted, and has been changed. With a lot of gratitude, hand over that box to your angel guide and let your angel guide take it to the divine force. May that be any ascended master, may that be the creator of all that is of the 7th plane, where everything simply transforms. And as you surrender, just witness your angel guide going, assuring you the shift. And ask your angel guide if they can guide you up. If there is any learning for you and if there is any particular timeline for it, take in that learning. And if there is any timeline that they say, for example, they say it will take 3 months. In the absence of my voice now, you will visualize yourself 3 months ahead in time, witnessing the change in your child's life, the change that you really wish from the perspective of the creator of all that is happening in their life and your heart full of gratitude and joy, thanking the Ascended Master, creator of all that is, your angel guide, for helping you to bring this change. So now, in the absence of my voice, take in your learning and see, I learn it and I will bring the change in my life. And witness with that timeline and imagine the new thing that's happening in your child's life. Take your own time to witness that. As you visualize your child being happy, being healthy, whether it is the career that you want to witness them, and whether it was their health, whether it is their relationship, see what would be your dream to see them in. Be grateful to your angel guide, Ascended Master, and the creator of all that is. Allowing yourself now the download, creator of all that is, it is commanded to instill the feelings into everyone. And I understand what it feels like to allow the change to happen and to know and to have the faith and the trust that all is well in my world and all is well in the world of my children. Through the Creator's definition and perspective of the seventh plane of creator of all that is, now I know how to do this. It is safe, it's possible, and I'm deserving of witnessing this. Into every cell of your body, every area of your life, at all the four level of your belief work. For each one's highest and best, in the highest and best possible way for each one now. Say yes to receive the feelings now. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done, Creator, show me. Take a deep breath in and feeling really, really good about yourself. The body is completely integrated and balanced. Feeling good, feeling happy, you can come back to the room and open your eyes. How is everyone feeling? How are you guys feeling? I don't see any chat. How are you guys doing? Are you fine? Some sign, something. How do I know? Are you happy? Guys, speak up. Majority screens are black, so I don't even. Mitushi is saying thumbs up. What about others? Mimi has sent a smile. Pala thumbs up. Jason thumbs up. Amrita has sent a heart. Okay. So just believe that the work that you have done, your intentions are always very, very powerful. And if you send the right intent, you take in the learning, whatever learning your angel guide has given you, ascended master has given you, make sure that you follow that learning. And what you have imagined, keep on imagining that. Have a nice week. Next week, we will be releasing directly the womb memories, the trauma of the womb. See you all. Have a nice week. Thank you so much for joining. See you. Bye.